Welcome to the fight game. He's Icewater, I'm Puma, and we're going to recap some of the fights last week and some of the fights that are up and coming in the future weeks. But the first fight we're going to be talking about is the Callum Smith versus Arthur Beterbiev fight. And Beterbiev came in with a dominating performance. This guy was just running through Smith. I've never seen anybody just run through a fighter like that, especially Callum Smith. I've had a chance to watch him a few times, and this was the first time that he got TKO'd in a fight. He just couldn't manage this guy, and he was the bigger man, Callum Smith. But Beterbiev just came in, just ran through anything Callum Smith was trying to do. Our guy, Buddy McGirt, was trying to tell him, to go to the body and kind of slow this guy down. The only thing I didn't hear Buddy McGirt say in the corner is duck, because this guy was coming, and he was coming strong, and he wanted to put this guy down, and there was no bones about it. He did not want it to go to the scorecards. Your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, first of all, let's be honest about this. Cal Smith is a tough guy, right? He gave us all, he has a lot going on with the family. It's a kind of a heartwarming story and whatnot, what they're going through, and their support of autism. So as a man, he's solid, right? As a boxer, I think styles make fights. It was just he didn't really have enough, and he was more of a kind of a boxer puncher that kind of moves around with the style. And Beterbiev is just a physical force. And we watched it was like in fourth round or on. Trainer Buddy McGirt, friend of the show, tried to tell Smith to box and also go to the body. But by the time he tried to do that, he'd already suffered a lot of physical damage to his face and other parts of his body where it was tough to do that. And he made a little Smith, that is, he made a little headway, but Beterbiev after a while, just corner was just telling him to relax, stay patient, and to go after him because they thought he was the more physical guy. And Beterbiev he's the guy. He's 30. I didn't know he's 38 years old. So I think the clock is ticking on him.
Yes,
So he's
definitely.
probably taking some fights. But as far as being a force, I watched him the other night, another fight, and that's how he fights. So hopefully we'll get something with a bigger fight, maybe a match with Bivol. I
Yeah.
would love to see that because Bivol is the type of guy though that has the formula, if you will, to maybe give him a Beterbiev some problems because Bivol moves forward. He's able to box, move around, but he packs a very strong punch. So I think that would be a very great matchup of styles and skills. I'd love to see that fight, and I think for the most part, particularly at 175, Bivol might be the only guy so far that I've seen so far. Right, I'm looking at it right now that can really, test Beterbiev.
Yeah, when I look at Beterbiev, he has short, choppy punches, but those punches are very powerful. You and I talked offline about this. I would like to see the Bivol fight in Beterbiev, but I would also like to see Canelo move up in weight, like when he fought Bivol, and take a chance at Beterbiev, which I don't think is going to happen because Beterbiev, to me, is a monster. He has a perfect knockout rate in all his fights. He's 100%, and I don't think he'll take it any lighter if Canelo ventures up to the 175 weight and fight as a light heavyweight like he did Bivol and try to fight Beterbiev. And again, I'm looking for Beterbiev to try to get the big ticket and big pay-per-view payday and fight the bigger names because he's what 38 years old at this particular point, and time is ticking. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Canelo. Let's be real. Canelo is following the old Floyd kind of formula now to move up to 175 against a dynamic puncher that throws real hard doesn't make a lot of sense. There's a lot of other fights below 175 and 168. Hell, even at 160, probably 160 that Canelo can make a lot of money off of, right? Still. But everybody wants to see Benavidez, uh, maybe even a bigger Charlo and some other folks too that they could really work with that. So for him to just jump out there just to kind of put his neck on the line against a guy that clearly is a master puncher and maybe possibly get hurt, it don't make a lot of sense. Even though I like Beterbiev, whatnot, also too does it make dollar sense? Are we really going to sit back and be excited about Canelo versus Beterbiev?
I
How
would.
much money is that gonna come up? You will. How much money you gonna put on pay per view, D?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, and I think that's it. There's, I mean, the Benavidez fight, like I said, some other fights that some people have been wanting to see for a while makes more sense. Hell, and I'm throwing it out there since you're gonna do that, why not have Terence Crawford come up and fight? You know, if we're gonna do better be, why can't Terence Crawford come up and fight Canelo?
Yeah, those are fights I want to see. I want to see the best of the best fights. But I would like to see all the Canelo fans out there. I would like him to take a shot at Beterbiev. If he's this guy who can move up in weight classes and do all the things, he's super guy. So let him come up and fight Beterbiev. That's what I'm looking for. Well, last week we reported under the undercard of the Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou fight that Wilder and Zhang were going to fight, but not so fast, my friends. Anthony Parker is going to be fighting under the undercard, and maybe they're setting up a fight between whoever wins that fight against Anthony Joshua. And I couldn't see how Wilder could really kind of hold his own against Zhang. Zhang, I told folks to go up and look at some of his fights and his knockouts on YouTube. This guy has a powerful punch. And so I didn't know, and you mentioned offline, if this was really good for Wilder after taking that beating in his last fight, coming back so soon. But we have a change in the card, and your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think actually it's going to be more competitive. And I said earlier to you offline is because of the factor that Wilder has not been fighting for a while. He didn't look real good. I don't know if he was out of shape. They tried a different strategy, not to using the excuse simply because he got beat. I mean, Parker did what he had to do. They used the kryptonite, the old Fury plan to beat him, and I think that's what they had to do. But in order to see Wilder at his best, I think it would be a money grab so quickly. I'd rather see it happen and him come back in the ring maybe in the fall and maybe just get back to what he does, going after people and trying to knock them the hell out. That's what he's best at. But this Zane Parker fight, it's intriguing. One, because you're gonna get mad because I told you offline what I was gonna say. So I'm saying it now. Zane versus Parker is very intriguing because boxing has a really weird way of kind of pumping up people. They secretly do certain things. Not saying Zhang is not a good fighter. We've seen that he can knock people out, but how great would it be to you think about his nationality and how great would it be to have somebody of that stature as a heavyweight champion? You know, it's almost really unheard of. They would love to see that. Plus, two, Parker just came up and was able to defeat one of the hardest punchers in the history of boxing. And if you want to keep moving up, and Parker now will tell you, I'm sure he's probably going to say, I'm one of the guys and I deserve to receive the respect. So in order to do that, you got to keep going on these milestones and facing pretty good opponents. And Zhang is perfect because Zhang really wants a shot. Everybody talking about him, including you, Puma. Everybody talking about him. So what better way than to find out is putting in guys that really want to go after it. I mean, Parker's been trying to search for that top notch billing for a long time. So keep moving up. And if you win this fight, Parker, and Joshua comes through, your possibility you get that Parker, that Joshua fight. So I think that's the way you do it. And I think the gentleman over in Saudi Arabia, they got enough money. So if you keep winning, y'all keep moving forward, they'll keep having fights. So I'm looking forward to that and see how it plays out. I would like to see though. I want to see this fight because what I really want to see about Zhang and Parker is the fact that when Fury was involved in the styles and whatnot for Parker to be Wilder, now we're going to see do you come with a different style or use the same style against a guy like Zhang, right? Now we find out what kind of really fighter are you. You know, your buddy was in the gym getting you ready, gave you the formula to a guy that and Wilder that didn't seem like he wanted to be there. He came for a money grab, and there's no disrespect, take tarnish to win it all. But with that being said, now we get to see you outside of that situation. Are you the guy? So my question, I throw this back at you. What happens if Zane knocks him out? Parker, that is.
Yeah, it sets up an intriguing kind of situation in the heavyweight division. And you would have to say if Anthony Joshua, um, wins in his fight, then who's to say that these guys shouldn't fight each other? Because I thought it was kind of a cop out to fight Francis Ngannou, even though Francis, had, in my opinion, beat Tyson Fury. I don't think he's earned the right to kind of fight for a heavyweight championship in his second fight. It's kind of like a Creed story, if you will. The movie, you only get one or two fights and you fight for the heavyweight championship, where guys have been, laboring, trying to get a shot at the heavyweight championship. So I thought it was kind of a cop out, but he really had no choice because Wilder didn't seal the deal on his end to set up the championship fight between those two. So I think it will be very intriguing. And would Anthony Joshua fight a Zhang if Zhang comes in and dominates Parker? And and everybody in the heavyweight division has been saying Anthony Joshua has a knack for avoiding fighters that he knows that are going to give him trouble. And so it's like you're running away from the fights that people really want to see. So it may take a year or two for that to happen, if it even happens. But yeah, if he wins and he wins in dominating fashion, then people are going to be crying out, "Hey, let this guy get a chance to fight in the heavyweight um, championship of the world. Maybe unify the belts. Maybe it's Tyson Fury. Maybe I think it's going to be Usyk in that Tyson Fury fight. We will see February 13th, but it sets up an intriguing situation. And also, I was thinking of a future show, and one of the things I was thinking, and you don't have to answer this now, but maybe we can take some time and kind of research this. Who's the next American heavyweight? Who is the next great American heavyweight? Because for a long time now, we really haven't had a true heavyweight champion that has sustained that belt in America for a long time. It's been in other countries, but we're used. I guess we got spoiled with Muhammad Ali and the George Foremans and the Joe Frazier's and the American heavyweights. Holyfield was a heavyweight at one particular time. Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe is the guy I'm thinking about. And so since those guys, there really haven't been the Mike Tysons, all that stuff. They really haven't had a great American heavyweight. It's all been overseas and in other countries. So I'm trying to figure out where are the Americans in this equation? Have we just resigned to the fact that we'll take the lower belts and let the Europeans and other people from other countries take the heavier belts, heavyweight belt? I don't know.
I'll say this. I mean, and we can definitely talk about this later and research it too. But you just talked about different people, but you glazed over one dude, but that's part of the course. Like Deontay Wilder never existed. I'm just like, wow. I mean, it's like he just never existed.
When I say great
Like,
heavyweights, to me, he didn't hold on to the heavyweight crown long enough to be considered great.
how long did he have it though?
I mean, he
That's
had
what
it,
I.
but to me, he lost three fights to Tyson Fury. Can I consider him this great heavyweight?
No, I get that, but I'm saying, what about before he even met up with Tyson Fury? He's knocking people out cold, and he was grabbing all the belts. It's like you just glazed like America in the Western boxing. You just glazed or whatever you did. Trying to Tyson Fury. You didn't say his name.
Who did he beat? Who did he beat?
I mean, but he fought who he had to fight.
Okay, we can say the same thing about Larry
Mike
Holmes.
Tyson. Mike
No, Larry
Tyson.
Holmes. He fought the guys that were in front of him.
Mike Tyson, same way.
But
Name me prior to Buster Douglas. Name me a guy that Mike Tyson fought that you go, oh man, that dude's gonna is a Hall of Fame. Well, they throw anybody in the Hall of Fame. But name me a guy that Mike Tyson fought that you go, man, that dude is a killer. Mike Tyson really beat him down. Name me
yeah,
one, please.
yeah, Mike Tyson came in where the heavyweights were like few and very far between. Yeah,
Okay, that's all I'm saying. But yet you glazed over Wilder the same way. So I mean, I know Mike Tyson's a great fighter, but when you look at his record, I mean, Bone Crusher Smith. No disrespect to these dudes, man, but you ain't gonna go. Let me see, greatest top 50 dudes of all time.
Burbank,
Bone Crusher
no.
Smith. Come
Bone
on, bro.
no.
You can't have one and leave the other one out. You know, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Come on,
I know. And I guess because when I looked at Wilder, I don't know. I just don't consider him one of the great heavyweights. I just don't. And no
I get
disrespect to
that.
him. He's just not in that category when I think of heavyweights that I
Look,
would put him in with that group of folks.
hey, most people are just like that too. I get that. Most people are the same way. Wilder, when he was winning, couldn't even get into the pound for pound conversation, bro. They had him like he was always in the lower, top the lower tier of the top 10. I'm like, how many fights do you have to fight? And then Lord knows when he beat Tyson Fury, beat him, it went straight down. In fact, when Tyson Fury beat him 3 times or whatever it was, two in a draw, the boxing so-called powers that be there voting on this, they never gave Tyson Fury a cup of coffee. I'm saying they're going like, he's the only dude that dominated Wilder. Y'all just don't give a damn about the heavyweights, but yet you would go out and even though this dude was sitting on the couch and not doing anything, was inactive forever, Triple G, he was always there. Like number 8, who the freak did he fight for so long? I'm just like, dude, what are y'all watching? It's like, well, he just kind of get gratis because he was great back then. Even when you look at his record, who the hell did he fight besides Canelo? Dude, man,
All right,
don't.
I got
Would
your
you?
feathers ruffled.
So I'm gonna throw something else at you because I'm about to get in trouble. They were like, and people, y'all watching this, I want to see y'all step up. I want to hear from y'all. I appreciate you guys watching from all over the world. Well, this is a debate. We want to hear from you. I'm challenging you guys. I'm calling you out. Is Mike Tyson? Where would you rank Mike Tyson in the top 10 fight heavyweights of all time? Is he? And what rank is he? That's what I want to know. I know y'all out there love Tyson. I ain't got none respect for. I like Mike. But top 10 heavyweights of all time, where do you rank Mike Tyson and why? Because if y'all mess around, we're gonna start the show off where we're gonna go down the list and we're gonna debate as to Mike Tyson versus the world and who could Mike Tyson really win against and who could give them trouble. Y'all want some stuff started in 2024? Damn it, I'm here for it. Let's get it.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there putting my list together now, and I'm biased with Ali. I mean that's my guy. I'm biased with it, and so and you got Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, you got so many great heavyweights, that came up through that time. So I'm going to be biased with Ali, and so I don't know. I don't even know if Tyson would put himself as number one in the greatest heavyweights of all time. Him being so humble sometimes when it comes to that because I remember watching a video where they asked him whether or not if Ali was in his prime and he was in his prime, who would win that fight? And he was like, "There's hands down, Ali would just kill him. He would take him to deep waters and just drown him." And he's like, "There's no, there's no argument with that he's the greatest of all time." And so I kind of feel that way too. But I'm not going to give up the list. I'll think about it a little bit more, look at records and all that stuff, and try to be objective as possible when it comes to the heavyweight. But I lived
So
in that era where Ali, reigned. So
So can you challenge the people? Can we get something going on our social media? So we
yeah,
ask the people to let us know about top 10
top
heavyweights of
ten,
all time.
top
To
ten
send us
heavyweights
the
of all
list and let us know because we really want to get into this. We really want to dive in. We want to see what you guys are thinking, kind of see what collectively what you guys are thinking. Because this is the stuff that I think is really intriguing, right? You get the same old stuff on other places, other boxing shows. They just kind of basically read paper and they go like this, that, and they tell you that they spit out the same damn thing. Hell with that, man. Don't y'all want some more? Don't you want more? We want y'all to start thinking, bro. I know y'all out there. Y'all love boxing like I do. Let's get it, man. Let's talk.
right,
If you want it,
we're gonna leave it on
huh?
that note. What do you say? Top 10 heavyweights of all time. Give us your list. Comment, like, share. We want to know. We want to know. We're going to come up with our own list and we'll debate it next week.
And then if you're lucky, you might come on the show and debate us if you
Yeah.
think you worthy.
Oh,
You want
you'll
some? Y'all want to talk? You a boxing expert? Come on, get some, bro. You see what I got behind me, but that's all. That's somebody else. That wasn't me, bro. Don't
That,
even worry
that
about
was
that.
him. That was him. He was at all those fights. Don't let him
It's
fool
all
you.
right, bro. Don't worry about it.
Don't
That's
let him fool you.
cosmetic. Look, wait a minute. That's cosmetic pageantry, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Don't worry about it.
those are all his, all the fights he went to. Don't let him fool you. This
I
guy's an
don't know that. I'm just
expert.
glad to be here, brother.
He is a student of the game. Trust me. Trust me. He's Icewater. I'm Puma, and this is the Fight Game.